Hello, Greg at Anglers All. I'm going to tie a fly from a friend of mine, Charlie Craven, who came up with this fly called the Jujubee. He named it after his daughter, Julie. And I'm going to start off with a hook, Umpqua 2488. The thread we're going to use is real small 60-knot thread from Umpqua. Umpqua is the distributor of that. The body itself is going to be tied with this material called slinky fiber. Traditionally, this was tied with super hair. Super hair is a little hard to come by these days, and this seems to work really well. Thorax is just going to be some black thread, and then the wing case and the little wing buds are going to be represented by some fluorofiber in white. It looks very simple. This is the stuff here. Great little midge pattern, very popular. A lot of people love to fish this. It's a little hard to tie. Charlie first started tying this. Originally, he was tying some big saltwater flies and using this fiber for saltwater bodies. And he thought, I wonder if I could wrap this on a hook on little trout flies. And this is what he's come up with. So I'm going to tie my white thread with a little jam knot. And the key to this is tying this fly in white thread. If you use black thread, what's going to happen is these little fibers are going to completely go opaque. You won't see any distinct coloration in this body whatsoever. I'm going to tie all three pieces in at the same time. I'm keeping the fibers on my side of the hook. Come right back to where you think that's the length of that body you want. And I'm going to pick those up, and I'm just going to make one wrap right behind them. And then I'm going to come forward to about the 60-70% point on this hook. Okay, so the reason why I lifted the material up and made one wrap is that when I start, just want to get these all even. So when I make a wrap, that wrap of white thread behind this material keeps it from sliding off the back. Then as I wrap forward, if you kind of lean everything backwards, everything will butt up against each other so that you can continue those three wraps going forward. Now at this point, I'm just going to tie this off. Use three little wraps here. Need to tighten my bobbin a little bit so that doesn't happen. And I can cut this off. And then we're going to whip finish. And then reattach some black Vivas 16-knot thread. Now originally, too, this fly was tied with Gudbrod in white, but Gudbrod is no longer made, and this Umpqua 60-knot is the closest thing we've found that mimics that Gudbrod thread. Now I'm just going to do a little pinch wrap and mount the fluorofiber. I'm pulling it backwards so it's out of the eye of the hook. And then with the black thread, I'm going to come back, not quite to 50% of this fly. And then I'm just going to build just a slight little thorax. And usually this black thorax is about maybe twice the width of the rear portion of the body. So it's just a little slight taper going from thick to thin. Pull all of the fluorofiber straight forward. Make 2 wraps to secure that in right behind the eye. And then we're going to separate this. I think I tied in about 12 pieces. Separate those. Then I'm going to pull the far side backwards. Make 2 wraps backwards to trap that right onto the side of the thorax. Then on my side I'm going to pull those over, make 1 wrap, which will trap it, and then go right back to the very back of the eye. And at this point I can just whip finish. Thread off, and then just trim these little wings just past that black thorax, or equal to the thorax. And that is a little olive jujubee. It's whatever color you're tying these in, the prominent color will be, in this case it's olive. So I have 2 pieces of olive, and then the ribbing is 1 piece of black. And go fish that fly. That catches a lot of fish, especially on our tailwaters around here. You can tie them down to 22s, 24s, and have fun with them.